moving on down to Panthers-Cardinals. Arizona Cardinals, who are weirdly losing games. Obviously, they look pretty bad. Take on Carolina, who beat New Orleans last week. It's a underdog alert for the plus 105 Arizona Cardinals, minus 1.5 in favor of the Carolina Panthers this week. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, actually, I'm going with underdogs, the road dogs on this one. Panthers have looked bad. Baker is bad. So yeah, I love Cardinals right now. I'm seeing +2. I don't see this game being close. The Cardinals haven't played well, but I just don't think the Panthers even. This is one of those I saw right away, and it didn't make any sense to me. The Cardinals are just, again, one of those things, if you're looking on paper, are just so far better than the Panthers. So I love the Cardinals this game. This is on one of my best bets as well, so I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Cardinals, as an underdog, is a little bit surprising to me. Moving on, we see our biggest favorite of the day so far. Green Bay takes on New England at Lambeau Field. Green Bay is a 10-point favorite, minus 480 on the money line. If you like, wasting money, go ahead and bet that. But I think that Green Bay does its job here. I mean, it's Green Bay. New England's got a backup quarterback in the game with Brian Hoyer. We're going to see more Aaron Rodgers grinning all over the field.
Yeah.
And flaunting around.
Nothing else to say about that. It's not going to be a close game. I don't see this being a close game. It's in Lambeau. Definitely one of those things. Again, I think you throw maybe in a parlay just to get a little bit extra better odds, minus 480. But even then,
I think the only way I really look at this game is on a teaser bet. I think if you were to take a few spreads this week, tease them down.
I like that idea.
Which is actually on some of my best bets. Packers spread is one I'm going to take. Honestly, whenever I see a spread that's over 7 points, it's tough for me to bet it because
same.
It's Vegas. So, moving on, because fuck the Packers. Broncos take on the Raiders. Raiders are 0-3 this year. Denver is 2-1 behind $250 million quarterback Russell Wilson. Denver obviously coming off an 11-10 blowout of the San Francisco 49ers. Las Vegas taking on, obviously lost to Tennessee, lost to Arizona, lost to the Chargers. Tough teams, but 0-3. Big old goose egg there. What do you think we see in this game? The spread is at minus 2.5 in Oakland or Las Vegas' favor.
Yeah,
minus 140.
I'm taking Vegas minus 2.5. It's the Broncos have not looked good, and also the Raiders haven't won a game. So I guess you could say the same thing for them. But they lost in overtime against the Cardinals. Can't remember their last 2 weeks other than that. But that's just one thing I wanted to point out, too. It's not like they've been just getting blown out. They were winning that game. They blew like a 20-point lead against the Cardinals. So that's not good. But I also don't think if the Raiders go up by 20, the Broncos aren't scoring 20. The Broncos just – Russell Wilson hasn't looked good. The play calling hasn't looked good. And I think the Raiders are going to cover this and get the first win at home as well. So I like the Raiders in this one. And really quick, I'm going to take a commercial break.
The double quarter pounder with cheese.
All right. So, yeah, I mean, I agree. I think the Raiders have something to prove, obviously going out and getting Devontae Adams. He's looked good this year. I think that, this is a spot where I think we're going to see the Raiders get a win.
Yeah,
especially being at home, taking on a team coached by, a guy that I don't really believe in, Nathaniel Hackett. So I think the Raiders are going to win this game and cover. 2.5 seems like way too low of a number for me against the Broncos team, who really hasn't showed me why they should be, such a close underdog. I mean, barely beat Houston, barely beat San Fran, and then obviously lost to Seattle. I just think the Raiders have a more talented roster. In my opinion, coming up here, the game of the week outside of Bills, Ravens, Chiefs, Bucks. Both teams coming off losses. This is I'm all over this game. I love both of these teams. I love one a little bit more. Obviously, we got Kansas City coming in as a 2-point favorite. Tampa Bay's an underdog. At home, Tom Brady versus Patrick Mahomes. This is going to be a game where I think, we're going to see a battle of two quarterbacks, and I think the defenses are going to come into play as well. And we'll talk about best bets of the week later, but I'm really liking the, obviously with such a small spread, plus 110. I think I'm all over the Bucs this week.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the Chiefs have been good, but there's something about that last drive where I was like, they're not complete. They're going to get the Buccaneers are getting Mike Evans back, and the reason I say not complete is when Mahomes threw that pick or whatever happened at the end, there was two guys running like two weird routes. I get it was the end of the game, some fluster, but it just doesn't seem like Juju and Hardman and all of them are all on the same page with Mahomes. So that's definitely a red flag for me to stay away from the Chiefs. And I think the Buccaneers are going to get, like I said, get Mike Evans back, and they're going to, at home, prime time.
Yeah.
Tom Brady.
At home.
Let's do it.
Sunday Night Football, Tom Brady at home. Let's fucking do it. We'll talk about the Monday game here briefly as well. Rams take on the Niners. Niners are home. Niners are 2.5-point favorites. I think we see the Rams come in here and win the game. But what are your thoughts on this?
So obviously this is a game I'm going to touch because it's Monday Night Football. You got to bet on Monday Night Football. But I don't know. I think the Rams haven't shown anything like we thought they would, at least since after winning the Super Bowl. But I think the Rams are definitely the better team, especially Jimmy Garoppolo. If we're just looking at a quarterback matchup, much rather have Stafford. And also, not to mention Cam Akers kind of showed us a little something last week. I think that's a sign of some more to come. Although the Niners have a good run D, I do think the Rams will take this one. I love plus money, but we'll see. But I'm definitely taking the Rams unless something crazy happens.
Yeah, so that's pretty much the whole slate for NFL Week 4.
Soldier on the lead.